Hi, I'm Chelsea with the Los Angeles Maritime Institute, and today I am going to show you how to tie a turk's head. Now, this is a fancy decorative knot that we use to tie around the end of things to hide any loose ends, but also when it's tied around you, traditionally on the wrist, but I wear mine on my ankle, it says that you are a capable deckhand. So you will need some seine twine or some sort of line, small line that you are going to use to tie it. I would recommend starting with something bigger if this is your first time tying it. You're tying it around something to practice until you get the hang of it. And in order to tie it around your wrist or ankle, you're going to need 2 fathoms, which is an arm's length. The first steps are the easiest. And if this is your first time trying a turk's head, you're probably going to redo them, or they're not quite the easiest. The second section is when it's easy because you're just following through what you did the first time. If this is your first time tying a turk's head, probably gonna tie it a few times. I had to do this over and over many, many times until I finally figured out how to do it. It also helps if you look up how other people teach it, because this is just the way that I teach it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pinch the end, and it doesn't have to be directly at the end. In fact, if you give yourself a little slack, it'll help come in handy later. And then you're going to let it come straight down your hand. And you're gonna go all the way around, and you're gonna cross over so that you make an X, and then you're gonna go around again to the outside so that you now have an I. So it's like XI. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go, there's this one, which is my second one, is on top. Then my first one, it's underneath, is my first one, and it's underneath. So with my eye on the side there, I'm going to go under the first one and over the second one. And I'm gonna pull all the slack through. And then, using the legs of your X, you're going to cross them over, underneath to underneath, over top to over top, and that's gonna trap your line. So you wanna like push it through and see if it would look like it's gonna slip through or not. That's how I can tell if it's gonna break. And then I'm gonna shift a little bit so that I have this next space, and I'm going to go underneath, over top, all the way to the other side, pull through. So now I have that new section. Here's my first bit. Here's my 2 legs of the X, and I'm gonna do the same thing I did before, and I'm gonna cross them so that it's trapping it inside again. And I'm gonna shift. So now I'm gonna go underneath, over top, pull all the way through. Next one. Cross those, underneath, over top, pull all the way through. And however many times you do this, it's going to show in the weave at the end. You really don't want to do too many, because as you go through, it's going to thicken up with bands. So I recommend doing 4 or 5 going around. So cross it, underneath, over top, pull all the way through. And now, as you can see, I am back to where I started, because here's the little bit that I pinched off. And I can tell that this is a good one going around, because when I go underneath and over top, it is going to line up exactly with where I began, the end of the first steps. After, if you have it beginning like this, where it lines up to where you began, you can proceed to the next step. If not, you're gonna have to try again to straighten things out. Because now it's just following through that first one all the way. So here I am back where I began, and this is the beginning section. So if I go underneath and over top, it's going to lay right next to that first one. Just like that. So I'm just about to start my second go around, and I can tell that because now here is the first time I started following, and here's the second time I started following. This is a good chance for you to check the fit of whatever you're going to be putting this on. Let's say I was going to put this on my wrist. That's a pretty good fit. Lots of space in there. As you keep going, this is going to tighten down. And also, anytime you get it wet, it is also going to tighten down. So as you're beginning tying it, make sure it's nice and loose. Otherwise, you will cut off the circulation. Don't do that. Do not cut off your circulation. And it's always underneath, over top, all the way through. I'm just gonna keep following it. And you wanna make sure that you lay it neatly next to it as you go, because that's gonna help make it look pretty at the end. Doesn't matter if you're on the inside or the outside. The line is gonna kind of tell you where it wants to lay. It's also really great if you, it's much easier if you like tie it around someone. So like get a friend, teach them how to do this, and they'll tie theirs on you and you tie yours on them. Because tying it around yourself is no fun. And you're gonna have to like use your teeth, and don't put Saint twine in your mouth, it's gross. Third time around. So now I've got 3 laying next to each other. 3 is good. I think that's where it starts like, I would say that's probably be, if you want it to be decorative, that'd be about the minimum that you would do. It looks nice. Most people do 4, depends on how you're feeling. Or maybe you just don't like the number 4. You can do 5. You can do as many as you want to fill in the space. It depends on where you're doing it. If you're doing it around as a bracelet, I would recommend at least 3, probably 4. Occasionally you'll have to like flatten, squish them so that they flatten out and still lay pretty. And it'll be easy to tell when to stop because you want to keep all of the ones equal, and eventually you'll start going around and one will be different. Or you can also look at that first bit that she left hanging out and just tuck it around behind. Look at that. Ta-da! Back at the beginning. See, there you go. And look at how much that tightened down. I really struggled to pull it back on my hand the third time, but first time it slid right on. Oh yeah, no worries, but then it just got tighter and tighter. And I could still actually take this one, put it on or put it off. Depends on how tight you want it. The one around my ankle I tied pretty tight because I never take it off. I just leave it on all the time. I just wanted it to stay. So it's on there. And you can always adjust the tightness at the beginning, which is also why you should get a friend to help tie it on you, because they'll find it easier to tie with 2 hands than just 1. You should not just leave your ends hanging out there. I would recommend trimming them nice and close. Usually we don't tie them together. I always just clip it and then burn it a little bit at the end and squish it down there. But that only works if you're using something synthetic. If you're using a natural material like hemp or cotton, you can tie it together. Great. So that's how you tie a Turk's head. If you have any questions, email us at asklamy@lamytopsail.org. Or you can come out and learn in person and go sailing with us.